Brought to you by Ministry of Information. Delta from glory to glory. Mama Ruke, what do you want to so?
I want to throw it dirty inside gutter. Water go carry and flow go.
No, now throw it dirty where?
Government go take care of that one now.
Who be the government? Now me and you?
No be governor, Sheriff.
For some months now, Delta State government don't they go around they clear drainages so that water go they get free flow. And now our responsibility not to block waterways. Delta, make we keep Delta clean. I see better, it better for you and me. One love, not throw it dirty for the street.
True, Delta government they do so much to protect Delta from flooding. Some days ago, for our river, Delta government remove silt, debris, substances when they block flow of water, also deepen the water channels to prevent flooding. Now I know why.
Take you and I get Delta.
For Sheriff, they do stormwater drainages.
I see the better for you and
for
me.
different areas
One
for the
love,
states.
not throw it dirty for God. Our governor Sheriff, he dey create systems so that flooding no go affect our daily living for Delta State. No forget say where water they gather, mosquitoes they gather and it dey lead to malaria. Make we support our government and making sure say waterways they free so that even our roads go last for us. Delta. Keep it Delta cleanery. Make we keep Delta
Brought to you by Delta State Ministry of Information.
I see better, it better for you and me. One love, not throw it dirty for street.
Is it standby or soundbite?
Standby.
Oh.
All right, so welcome back to Morning Ride, and we're going straight to our interview corner this morning. Now we'll be looking at the ongoing screening of the Delta State workforce, like the Delta State civil servants. Now, as Delta State continues to strengthen its civil service for efficiency, transparency, and development, the ongoing screening of the state workforce has become a major point of focus. And so, here with me, I have the pleasure of welcoming one of the people that is also a major person or officer in charge of the screening exercise that's ongoing right now. I'm talking about Dr. Chief Akpofuma L. Pemu. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, so first of all, I know that He is the second member nominee, Civil Service Commission. And I know that your nomination comes at a very crucial time when citizens expect integrity, modernization, and a more productive public service. But first, we'd like to know, please, can you briefly explain your understanding of your role? We want to understand your responsibility, the role that you perform, being part of the screening exercise, and of course, the second member nominee of the Civil Service Commission.
Yeah, thank you very much. Sometime earlier in the year, His Excellency Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori constituted a committee titled Physical and Certificate Verification Committee. It's made up of 12 members. The chairman is incidentally equally the chairman of the Civil Service Commission. Then the other 11 members, I'm one of them. We have 2 permanent secretaries. We have a representative from the Office of the Head of Service. We have the head of the establishment. We have a director of computer as a member, and we equally have the judiciary as a member. All these people constituted. So actually, there's a clear distinction between the committee and the Civil Service Commission. The only relationship is, like I said, the chairman is equally the chairman of the Civil Service Commission. And also, because of the beautiful edifice that the Civil Service Commission has, the conference room became very convenient, you know. So that's why it is held there. But so there's actually no relationship between the Civil Service Commission and the committee, except for hosting the exercise. And they graciously gave us their conference.
The straight good, okay.
Yes.
All right. Now, the ongoing screening of the Delta State workforce has generated both interests, expectations, and criticisms across the state. Many believe that the process will redefine the quality and credibility of our public service. Others also believe that is out to witch hunt some workers. Now, that's why you are here to clarify what is the major or the primary objective, first, of the ongoing screening of the Delta State workforce.
Thank you very much. I'm happy you are a civil servant. And if we are honest with ourselves, when we look around, there are some people who we call ancestors, who men and women, who ought to have left the system. So this triggered series of petitions. You won't believe it. People were writing petitions to the governor that some people were born at so time. They ought to have left service and all of that. So it culminated in the coming of the committee. And the purpose is clear. The more agenda of His Excellency Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori, the arrow for the more agenda stands for realistic reforms.
Right.
So with all of this coming, as part of the realistic reforms envisioned in this state workforce, the committee came into being. But like everything human, people will always give it their own interpretation, especially when it doesn't, the outcome of the exercise doesn't favor the individuals. I'll give you some instances.
Right.
I had an instance. A man appeared before me. He claimed he had a sworn age declaration that he was born 1986. But he had a genuine primary 6 certificate that said he left primary school in 1982. So how do you juxtapose that? That a man born 1986 left primary school in 1982. I mean, the maths doesn't work out. So the whole idea is, like I said, it's not to witch hunt anybody. 2 days ago, somebody even came to the office and told me that it is targeted at a particular ethnic group, that it is ethnic cleansing. of some people. And why I laughed was that the ethnic group the man mentioned happened to be the ethnic group the governor is from. So how will the governor set up a committee to cleanse out his own ethnic group? It doesn't make sense. But the whole essence is that people should come physically. As at now, we've seen thousands of people. Thousands of people from the civil service, post-primary education board, hospital management board, the judiciary, even your place here and all of that. There is nobody, and I repeat, nobody has ever been seen by proxy. Everyone that has been seen must come physically. There were even some people who were brought in with ambulances. Incidentally, I'm a medical doctor. Right. So when they bring them with ambulances, I go down to see them. First is the physical verification. Of course, the health of the individual is a separate thing. That's not what the committee is meant to look into. But as an addendum, as a remark, of course, I will state the condition of the person. But primarily, is the person still alive? Is he physically present? Are his papers or her papers in order? Once your papers are in order, you are cleared. Whatever ailment you have, of course, the doctors will take care of that. That's not the business of the committee. Okay. So, yeah.
All right, so let's talk about transparency and the process. Can you walk us through how the screening exercise is being conducted and the key stages involved?
Yeah, the first thing is that before people come, there are MDAs, which stands for Ministry Departments and Agencies. We send a list to them of the people we'll see on particular days. Then we ask that the files of those we have written their name be sent to us, such that when you are being screened, we have your file in front of us. Okay. We don't see people if you don't have your file. Then, once that is done, the individuals are invited to the commission. Usually, with the magnanimity of the Civil Service Commission, as exemplified by the chairman, Noble Lady Roselyn Amioku, made provision for canopies and chairs, so people will sit there. Then, we'll call one after the other to come and check to make sure your file is there. Because without the file, it won't be seen. When your file is seen, it's arranged in aggregate of 5 per bundle. 5 people are invited upstairs where the screening takes place. And usually when you come in, seats are provided for the 5 people. Then you ask for your originals. You have to make photocopies of them. Then they are looked through. Then what we do essentially, when we look at the certificates or awards or whatever, we try to look into your confidential file to see if the information you are presenting is the same thing with your file. And unfortunately, in some instances, there's a discrepancy. Somebody will probably forget that when he or she came into the service. For instance, if he wrote that he was born 1980, then suddenly you're seeing the person 10, 15, 20 years into service. Suddenly, he's now born in 1991. Okay. So, and of course, you have the benefit of having a confidential file because that was what the person filled in when he came into service. So because you have the benefit, you tell the person no. Though you are now born 1991, and usually when they bring out the sworn affidavit, the sworn affidavit will be much younger. I mean, in terms of the age it was sworn to will be younger, much younger than the one in the file. And of course, I mean, fair and the transparency you talked about, we uphold the one in the file because that was the one you swore to when you came into service. Then the other ones are like the ones I told you, where somebody will say he left primary school 1982 and he was born 1986. Of course, that won't fly. So I'm just telling you the hue and cries that people talk about, because then you now tell such a person it is physically impossible for you to be born 4 years after you left primary school. It's not possible. I mean, common sense. You don't even need, it's not rocket science to say that it is not possible for a person to be born 4 years after the person supposedly left primary school. So in such instances, we'll have to use the primary school to say, look, guy, first, your 1986 won't work. If you were taking your primary school, you were either 10 years, 11 years, 12 years when you finish primary school. So we are going to use that to date, to have an idea of your date. We can't exactly say the date you were born or the year you were born, but to give us an idea.
That's based on assumption. Sometimes, is there a case where somebody, maybe the person's brought in an affidavit and the committee assumed that this is supposed to be this person's age, whereas it's not?
Okay, well, let's put it in a different way. Put it like this. You are a mom, I guess. When you see, if you have children, and probably your child is 6 years, and is in midst of children of his age, if you see a child of 10 years in that midst, you don't have to be a doctor. You know just by looking at them that that child is older than your child. So what am I saying? Is that the committee is not saying you can't be this age. But what we want is proof, evidence. Take, for instance, some of us, when we were born, we had birth certificates. Some of us, when we were born, depending on the denomination, had infant baptism. Some of us, when we were born, had immunization.
Okay.
Some of us, when we even registered in primary school, in the primary school register, in the admission register, you had your age there. So if you bring all of that, of course, it exonerates you. I have cleared somebody for 8 years for leaving primary school because he had a birth certificate as a child. She was baptized as a child. Then she even brought her nursery reports.
Okay.
They were all stating her age. I cleared her for 8 years.
Okay. After providing what you requested for, or what the committee wanted.
Yes, that's it.
Regardless of the father, it wasn't up to 12 or 11 years?
Yes, I cleared the person for 8 years.
Okay.
But the same news will go out that, unless you're 12. No. All we're just saying is the average age. Because let us face facts. Both viewers and those of us in the studio. No child of 1 year starts primary one. No child of 2 years starts primary one. So the average age for people to start primary school is usually 5, 6.
Okay.
So if you do another 5, 6, so the minimum should be about 10. But when you have an instance, like I told you, somebody said he left primary school 4 years before he was born. It's ridiculous. Or some would tell you they left primary school when they were 2 years. Some will even tell you, I had a case of somebody who was born in 1979. Then her primary school read 1979.
Oh, wow.
That the year she was born, she left primary school. And you and I know that you don't even have to be in the committee to know that it's not possible for you to finish primary school the year you were born. So there's a lie there. Either you didn't finish in 1979 or you were not born in 1979. Okay. But since you have the evidentiary proof of the master list that you actually left primary school 1979, then we now have to use that to say, look, since this one is correct, your age, definitely, there's something wrong with that.
All right, let's talk about certificate forgery. Is there a tool, something that the committee uses to find out that, okay, this is authentic, this is forged, and this is the original?
Yeah, thank you very much. What happens is this. Because we've been at it for quite a while, we have an idea of, if you talk in the 70s, because what we are doing now, nobody born in the 50s can be screened now. Because anybody born in the 50s is gone.
Oh, yeah.
So what we do is that, like I'm saying, if in the 70s, we have an idea of the type of certificates they issue. You go to the 80s, they vary from year to year.
Okay.
They go to the 90s, you go to the 2000s, it is like that. So when you see, for instance, a certificate that was last issued in 1978, somebody is bringing it in 1983, that is bearing 1983, and you know for a fact that certificate was last issued in 1978. Of course, you don't need rocket science. You don't need big forensic district. You know outright that this is a fake, this is a lie.
Okay, there is no tool to ascertain that.
No, the tool is
just
that,
experience.
Yes. And you can't be the expert, because what I'm saying is that we are running this program now in this studio, for instance. We are running it here. So even if you are outside watching, if you are not in the studio, you can at a glance say, look, that's the studio where I work. You don't need a special tool. Okay. Yeah, so that's it.
All right, so how is the Commission addressing issues such as ghost workers, falsified records, or absenteeism?
Well,
because you mentioned earlier that someone was brought in an ambulance.
Yeah.
Was that necessary?
Yeah, necessary in the sense that the person is not a ghost worker. Because the whole idea, why I said it's a physical and certificate verification committee, is that you have to be seen. Because, and addressing that, we equally know, we've gone to some MDAs, we finished like screening everybody. But some names, the people they did come forward for screening. So once you don't come forward for screening, it is presumed, until proven otherwise, that you're a ghost worker. And the needful will be done to make sure your salary will be stopped. So if you are alive somewhere, you'll have to come in person. So that's it. So that's how we address the issue of ghost worker. Is your not being able to be present. And that's why those who are sick.
Without cogent reasons?
If you are not present, you are not present. There's no cogent reason.
Okay.
If they say, oh, everybody in DBS, this is the day you have to come for screening. And for whatever reason, your GM did not communicate to me that for this reason you won't be there.
Okay.
Then, as far as I'm concerned, as far as the committee is concerned, rather, you're a ghost worker.
All right. So how does this screening exercise impact genuine civil servants who are diligently performing their duties? Is there an impact?
Well, of course, there's always
Positive
an impact. Yeah, positive impact. Let me tell you, there are some people in the service who feel shortchanged that they couldn't gain 1 or 2 promotions because there are some deadwoods who ought to have left the service, but whatever, they are gaming the system and are still there. So some of them heave a sigh of relief that, this man, this ancestor don't come out at last. There's room for growth. So that's it.
Okay, so I know I asked this question before about technology being used to verify records. I don't know if that is in plan. And are there plans to create a more secure, digitized database for the Delta State?
Of course, that's ongoing. In fact, at the end of this exercise, I can thump my hand on my chest that the chances of anybody in service now to tamper with his or her age will be close to impossible. Okay. Because we're going to do it such that whatever we agree on now is the age, the certificate is going to be in the system. It's already, the software has already been developed and it's already been keyed in. So for that reason, what I'm even advocating is that this kind of committee should even be in place before people resume.
Okay.
As soon as people are employed, they should face this kind of committee.
Okay.
When they face this kind of committee, you now make sure that at least there's some distilling of the workforce, of the people you are getting. People who have the appropriate qualifications are kept in the appropriate places, and not people going to clone certificates and all of that. We've seen instances of that. Somebody came with a degree certificate, but it was cloned.
Cloned.
Cloned, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was cloned.
Okay.
But though, like I said, if this kind of committee is in place, you find, I'm not saying that because I want a job. It can be any other person. But that, before people resume, let there be physical and certificate or credential screening.
Okay.
When you do that, so when they enter, so whatever they enter the service with, like we said, is going to be imputed into the computer. You can't change it.
You can change it, and
Yeah.
there may not be need for further screening.
Exactly, yes.
If we have
Yeah, yeah.
whatever the details already
Yes, already in the system.
in the system.
Yeah.
So
It's like those of us in medicine, and now when people come for some digitized centers, you don't need to bring the physical card.
okay.
You go to the receptionist, they enter your electronic card, it's sent to the doctor you are going to see. So there's no physical decision. You go there, the doctor opens it, make his notation, the prescription he wants to send to pharmacy, to lab, all those ones. It does that at his desk. But
Seamless.
when you get there, your name, your details are already there.
Seamless
so,
process.
Yeah, so that's the intendment.
Okay. So let's talk about sanctions now. So for someone who who is screened out because of certificate forgery. I want to talk surgery because they talked certificate forgery and then the records not adding up, maybe the age. Is there a particular sanction, and what are the sanctions for, erring?
Yeah, no,
workers?
generally what we do is that if it's about age and all of that, of course you have to go to the courts to put your age properly. Sometimes some people will have 3-4 different names in different certificates. You have to go to the court to swear an affidavit, to align all the names, to harmonize it.
Okay.
So that once we see, you can't be informer here, Ifi in another place.
Oh.
In colloquial English, Ifi, informer means the same thing. But when it comes to written document,
Right.
Ifi and informer is not the same.
They are not.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you have to go to court to align that. Then, of course, if it's certificate forgery proven, of course, the penalty for that is dismissal. But the committee.
Proven.
Yeah.
Okay.
Proven, yeah.
Not
Because-
based on assumption.
No, it's proven. Proven. Because it is proven in the sense that it gets to a point, even the holder will confess. You won't believe it.
Oh.
Yeah. It gets to a point when the person is confronted. Look, if it's this, you are going to be dismissed. The person will confess. We have more than 90% confession rate.
Oh.
Yeah, or people say, actually, this was what happened, that was what happened, and all of that. So,
Okay.
what other proof? You have seen the document has been suspicious, and the person has told you, look, I went to, there are computer centers around. We had to involve the ICPC, involve the police, and they've raided such places. Yes, I'm telling you,
Wow.
it's that bad.
Wow.
Yeah. So when you own up, okay, we
So-
mitigate it that rather than be dismissal, okay, just
Exactly.
proceed. No, ordinarily ought to be dismissal. That's the truth.
Okay, but what
But we mitigate it to retirement.
retirement?
Yeah.
Not okay. Let's bring down your level if you.
No, because for you to bring down your level, you have to set up a committee and all of that to do all of that again.
Oh,
Yeah, but within the committee, we just felt, okay,
retirement.
you do that, yeah, you retire. Yeah.
So now, are they expected financial savings or structural benefits?
Yeah,
to the state government?
Yeah, let's take the structural first. The structural, like I said, is that somebody who ought to have retired some 4 or 5 years ago is still in service. The person is not being fair to the system. It's not being fair to the system. And the individual, if he's to stay another 4 or 5 years, that's loss of revenue. We had an instance where a 69-year-old man was still in service. I had another incident last week. A 75-year-old man is still in service. He ought to have left 15 years ago.
Wow.
And that would have created room for people to be employed. But he dead with just collecting salary.
So his own case was just retirement without. Is this particular case? Is this person going to pay back money to the federal, to the government,
what happens is that at the end of the exercise, we are going to make recommendations to His Excellency, and he will bring out a white paper. Okay. Yeah, so that's the truth of the matter. So
white paper.
White paper.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's a white paper I will bring out that the final resolutions will be taken. You know, as a committee, it's still an ongoing thing. We do our own thing. We'll send the report to him. He will look at it.
Okay.
But the things we feel we can solve immediately, we solve. Yeah.
So let's talk about the financial benefits now.
No, like I said, automatically, if you were supposed to work, or you work 15 years extra, if a committee like this was in place and you didn't work 15 years extra, of course that's saving for government. Yeah, because that 15 years salary you got, you ought not to have earned. Yeah.
So how about the committee? There's this it's a rumor that the more people the committee screens, the more monies that come instead of, or screens out of the service, the money will automatically come to the committee.
No, that's a fallacy. That's a fallacy. That's lie from pit of hate. Yeah, that's not like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing like that.
Okay, so someone is asking, I know you mentioned earlier that you've screened someone who finished primary school at 8, but someone is asking to know the age expected, the expected age for someone who, for primary school, leaving primary school, what's the expected age?
Okay. Yeah.
What's the age limit?
Okay, this is a little bit unusual. I want to twist the question around. You are a parent. Tell me, what's the expected age? You expect the child to leave primary school?
In 2025?
Yeah.
This is
No, it's
different.
20. Wait. Now let's take 2025 first. 2025.
Well, 9, 10.
Fine. So say 20 years ago.
But some
wait.
at 8 now.
No, I'm coming. 20 years ago.
It depends.
No, it depends on what.
Upbringing.
That's what I'm saying. 20 years ago. Because let us say, why I'm saying this, I'll be sorry, viewers, that I'm interviewing my interviewer. But the truth of the matter is that we all have an idea. No one sends his ward to primary school at 2-3 years. No one does that. At 2-3 years, our children are still in KG and nursery school. The average child goes to primary school, now, at 5-6 years.
Primary school at 5?
Yeah.
We have children who start at 3. Primary 1.
Primary 1.
Yes.
Then
there are some children who are
then let me tell you, like I told you, I'm not just a doctor, I'm a psychiatrist.
Okay.
So there's what you call developmental psychology. No matter how brilliant a child of 2-3 is, the child is not developmentally matured to face the rigors. The child should be allowed to be a child. Those are the pressure we put children on. Take, for instance, you put the child on so much pressure. 13 is out of secondary school. And the Nigerian law says that no one can come into the university at 16. So, of what use making the child finish secondary school at 13 has to wait at home for 3 years before enter the university. So if parents put all of this into play, you allow the child to be a child. At 5, but I'm saying